Center for Disease Control has reported an outbreak of a new virus. It is important to stay calm with health officials for evaluation and there may still be dangers.
What's up, fam? Lucky Pro here, and I got a special video for y'all. Actually, it is a video of many videos, being that I am taking on some interviews with a couple of friends from different parts of the country and around the world to kind of go over what it's been like in the midst of COVID-19 in this past year. So without any further ado, let's get started right now. Yo!
Hey!
What up, girl?
Yes!
Let's go.
Is it working now?
Sweet, yes. So good. How are you doing?
I've been doing good.
Maddie,
Lucky!
what up, bro?
Bro, it's so good to see you.
You too, man. So yeah, introduce yourself real quick for everybody.
All right, my name is Matthew. I am from Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Leia, or Achalea. That's my full name. I'm currently unemployed but blessed.
Everyone, my name is Helen. I'm French. I'm currently living in France, but otherwise, what am I doing now? Well, I'm in the filmmaking photo industry.
I'm currently in grad school over at ASU, studying to become a more well-rounded social worker. I graduate next month, which is really exciting.
Let's
And
go!
I know, let's go! And I'll be starting a 2-year contract with the Department of Child Safety. I'll be hopefully working in the investigations unit. So kind of being like the first responders to like hotline child abuse calls.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. You want to say how we met?
I don't know what year. It was 2018, I think.
2018, yes.
Okay, it was 2018 in the summer. Bunch of Americans came to Indonesia, and I just happened to stumble upon one of them, who is you.
Went several times in the US, where, by the way, I met Lucky. We were in Orlando.
We met in Tijuana, Mexico, probably about like 4 years ago.
I think it was 4 years ago. Almost 4 years ago.
Your little team from Baton Rouge coming down to and help the community, and it was fun. That's how we kind of really met. Sit in the back of a truck, driving down the roads and eating tacos on the streets, and it was the best. I miss it so much.
Okay, quick, rapid fire, fun questions. Here we go.
Wow.
Movies or
Okay,
books?
I have several. Okay, let's start with movies.
Movies.
Movies. Okay, top couple, like top 3, top of your head. What do you got?
I really like animated movies. One of my top animated movies is The Croods. I think it's really creative.
This is so hard. Aladdin. I'm like a huge fan of that.
Cartoon or live action?
The cartoon.
Cartoon.
Gotta go with the OG. Other movies that I really love. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I mean, Christopher Nolan is definitely one of my favorite filmmakers. So I'll say, of course, Inception. Memento is one of his first films. I really like it.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
I'm really basic. I like pizza and sushi. Oh, and French fries. Wait, French fries is like top. It beats the pizza and the sushi.
A favorite place that you've ever traveled?
Probably the Middle East in Dubai. It was so cool.
If like you could dream about going anywhere, money's not an option, where would you want to go?
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Really? Wait.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's a place where you cannot go there easily, you know.
What are you listening to right now, music-wise?
Okay. Okay, one of my favorite artists is Jonathan Ogden.
Yeah.
It's been many years I've been listening to him, but he's always in all of my playlists.
Maverick City.
I'm listening to a lot of Maverick City, familiar with them.
You're the second one that said that.
Yes, obsessed with them. They're so good. And yeah, that's just like my main everyday.
Come on, that's awesome. All right, now that, you know, kind of broke down the ice a little bit, people get to know you, we're gonna start to enter into a little bit more focused and detailed questions. So about a year ago, what were you doing? Like right before kind of pandemic COVID-19 hit?
Yeah, I was working at my job that I was telling you guys about, going out into the communities, driving all over the place or the county. And then I was also simultaneously going to a school in the ASU downtown campus and hanging out with friends, going to see my family over in California. And that's mostly what I was doing.
Before March, I was actually, on one hand, struggling writing my thesis. So I was already at home all the time because I didn't have any classes. And I was like, I can't exit the house until I write like this like chapter or something like that. And since the chapter was never written, I was like at home all the time. But I did hang out a lot with friends. It was a season of like checking out new restaurants and showing international friends about Indonesian restaurants and things like that.
I was working for a French startup. And it was a time in my life where I was asking the Lord, like I was sensing the Lord telling me that my time in that company was over. And I was really seeking the Lord, like, okay, Lord, what should I do next? What do you want me to do? I was really sensing the Lord pulling like in my heart the desire to be giving him 1 year of my life just to serve. And so I was like, whoa, I'm supposed to quit the job. I'm supposed to, yeah. And I was like, okay, but the Lord was like, you're going to take that step by step. And actually, for us in France, it was the 16th of March, 2020. We got the announcement that we would be under lockdown and the big crisis hits basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been under lockdown for 2 months and a half, if I remember correctly. And during those 2 months, I mean, a former boss, she would call me. She was like, I don't know where we're going. Like, I mean, you know, he was really intense. He was like, yeah. I don't know where we're going. Maybe we're gonna, you know, like shut down the business. I was like, okay. I was starting to understand what the Lord said to me, like, yeah. You have to leave.
What was life like in Phoenix when COVID happened? Were there restrictions? Were there masks? Was there kind of like a shutdown?
Yeah, it was pretty unsurreal, just the different restrictions. I just remember like going over the news with my roommates and just like seeing sports were shut down, like all these events, like music festivals, like hit after hit after hit. And we're like, dang, this is like way more serious than we thought it was. And then Phoenix started going into a lockdown. So there was restrictions on like when you can go to the grocery store and like those hours. So the elderly and like other vulnerable populations were first in the morning, and then after that everyone else could go. And I remember like restaurants were closed, so like you couldn't go in. It was only takeout. But it's a common thing if you interviewed other people in America, but toilet paper was like a shortage. And so we would go, me and my roommates would wait and get up in the morning and wait in line to get into the stores, and the toilet paper would be gone. We had to go to another store. And it was just, that was crazy.
You're one of the first ones that I've heard that actually was affected by the toilet paper shortage. So it's just crazy that was the thing, that people were like, oh, I need to stock up on toilet paper.
Yeah, it's called panic, you know?
It's interesting where society goes when things hit that they're not used to.
I just remember going to the grocery stores and seeing no food on the shelves or in the fridge aisles or frozen section. And that's when it kind of hit me, was like, dang, this is like people are panicking, people are like stocking or hoarding, like people expect to bunker down for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I didn't think it would last that long to where we are now. I thought like, oh, by the end of summer, like the heat's gonna kill it. But nope, that was wrong. So, and then just life now, it's way different. And then the masks, everyone's wearing masks. And that was weird.
I remember a lockdown here, not even a lockdown, that's too strict. It was we highly suggest you please stay at home for about 2 months. Like, but other than that, it was like everything was kind of dead for those 2 months. I really stayed at home except for going out to walk or to run or going to the grocery store. But then after, it was like Baton Rouge was right back almost to where it was. Like there were some businesses that weren't back and things like that, and everyone was wearing a mask, but it was business as usual here in Louisiana, where it was just try not to be out, essentially. But there was no like, we're enforcing this type of thing. And wear a mask. That's the big thing here is wear a mask.
Oh, we're Asians. We wear masks all the time, so it's not a big deal.
Yes, that is true. We're Americans, so that is a very new concept. And we still have a mask mandate here, and so, but overall, it's pretty much business as usual.
Ours is like, it's a natural thing. Yeah, we wear
Yeah,
masks.
no, not here at all. But that's also really interesting. And that's one thing that I love about doing these interviews with so many different people. It's like for y'all, that was already a culture because of like pollution and different things. Y'all just wear a mask kind of out in public. Here, that was a brand new thing. And with it has come a lot of controversy.
Yep.
And so, but like for y'all, it was like, oh yeah, this is normal. We already do this. That's nothing new.
And then the government didn't do like a lockdown for a very long time, which got a lot of people in the upper class of Indonesia upset because they see it as irresponsible to not put a lockdown. But Indonesia is a very interesting country with a lot of demographics where there's a lot of people who are still poor or just cannot survive if they would stay at home. So their attitude would be, I'd rather die because of COVID instead of not doing anything at home and starving to death. And that's why like there was still a lot of going on like in the streets or in villages, but malls and other places and restaurants would shut down from time to time. So it was hard to find a balance. I think the government had a really hard time on that. And me as a person who wanted to find an opinion or have an opinion, it was also very difficult. Like, well, a lockdown is smart, but it's also really hard for other people to do these things. So yeah, I was torn between that.
So at the time, people were very like, trapped in fear. You could really sense the atmosphere when, like the only time we were allowed to go out per day was just 1 hour, and we had a paper to fill. And I mean, this is crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna be criticizing my government. I know we're pretty much, I think we're the only country in the world that did that. So they make you had to print out a paper or have it like on an app on your phone, and you had to put your name, your address. There was like different options that you could choose from, like, okay, I'm leaving my house because I'm doing my groceries, because it's for professional stuff that I need to buy for my work, or like some workout, like just for a very quick 1 hour workout, and that was it. And then you had to sign to put the date, and you had to be walking around with your thing. And so I would go outside. I remember I was like, okay, I got 1 hour, and I was like, if I wanted to go my grocery, I was like, I mean, it was crazy. And people were just inside the grocery shops people were like afraid of others. Like we had masks. I remember I was even like putting gloves, like people were putting gloves, and people were like, I mean, it was so tense, and I was like so angry at my government, at my authorities. I was, respecting the police, but even the police, I was starting to fear the police because they would be patrolling in the city. And by the way, the crazy stuff was that in the streets, it was so empty, even like during the day. I remember I would go into places that are usually crowded. I was like almost the only one just walking in the street. It looked like in the movie. I was like, what? That was pretty much it for the first, months of that lockdown thing. Yeah, it was intense.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know you like at some point went and lived in Germany for what, a month?